Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Baz and this is WELDERFABBER. And can you believe it's chapter 100 already? And this chapter happens to fall on exactly 1 year ago to pretty much the day that I handed me notice in at the Fox Group. For the new subscribers that weren't there and for the old subscribers, let's take a trip down memory lane. I've got some big news for you all, yeah? So I've decided to leave the Fox Group. I've decided to go at it on my own with my younger brother. How are we doing? Now at the moment we're stood in Dan's workshop, right? He has massively outgrown this workshop within the last 8 years, is it? We're going to run a plant division and structural division, and we're going to attack it full bore, yeah? Not only are we going to attack it on the plant side, we're going to attack it on the structural steel side. Yeah, so what date are we on now? 18th or 17th April, right? So this is where we are now on the 17th of April 2024, yeah? Let's see where we are now in April 2025. You just watch. And this is the end of an era. It could be the start of an empire. So, you know, everybody does weeklies, don't they? We call it a chronicle because we don't know what's coming. We don't know what's going around the corner. We don't know what's going to happen, do we? But I'm going to take slowly steps, get the set workshop, get all the infrastructure set up correctly. I'm going to build all the trestles. I'm going to build all the benches. I'm going to get all the racking in. You'll see it. It's all good. You'll see it all, but on camera for you guys to see. So if I ever leave it any longer, I think I'll be too old to go again, yeah? So I'm 46 and I'm going to go at it full bore. So let's take a look where we actually are a year down the road. Nice 5-ton cat there, just got a crusher in the background with a digger repair that Callum's just on with at the moment. Cal's van, that was quite a big purchase for me, to be honest, but I actually bought that and then we had to kit it out and then we put the wheels on it, we put the light bars on it. And the side loader, now then the side loader. Love this thing, the old Boss side loader. We got the little truck, didn't we, off James from Beach Hall. We've got a couple of Kemper air extraction units, and our biggest purchase was the plasma table and the Hypertherm Max Pro 200, along with the compressor and along with rewiring the full unit. The little jib crane off Lloyd's Beal, big thanks to Joel from Lloyd's Beal for that. And look, the new 400 Shindauer has just turned up today on the trailer that we got. This was our first purchase, the Nugent trailer. We have got plenty of welders that have come through within the last 12 months. We've got the Sibora, we've got 4 Kempis, we've got the Cross Arc, we've got the bandsaw, rollers. The only thing we're really short of is an overhead crane, but I don't want to purchase an overhead crane in a building that I'm renting at the moment. I'm not prepared to commit to that. So we got a little jib crane. We might have put a few more little jib cranes up yet, not too sure. Well, anyway, let's get on with this chapter. I have got a little bit of news about WELDERFABBER and the format that we do the filming in, but we'll get back to that in a little short while. New day. I'm just loaded up with the track guards for the 380 and we're on our way to Worsley plant. I'm in the Defender. I've just pulled up on the services at Limb Services because I'm waiting for Cal in the van, and we'll just grab a bite to eat before we actually start the job. And I'm doing a little bit of a tester here with the Defender and a trailer because I'm actually toying with the idea to get a box trailer and kit it out with all the welding gear so I can just hook up to it with this and go to a job rather than using Bell Blue. I think it could be a good way forward, and the reason why I'm saying this is because one, somebody offered me good money for Bella Blue the other day. I got offered 60 grand plus that, yeah, for it, so I think it's worth more than that. That's with everything in it. You know, the shelving and the bench that we made, not the welder. The toolbox would stay in it, the compressor would stay in it, and so if there's anybody out there that might want Bella Blue, yeah, try and get in touch with me because I might sell it. And the reason why I might sell it is because I advertise for a position working for us, giving that van to somebody basically full time, and I really struggled finding somebody with a class 2 licence or grandfather rights to drive the van, because it's a 5-ton van and you need a class 2 basically, don't you? So it gave me a few issues there because I had loads of applicants and nobody could drive the van, right? And I'm not prepared to put somebody through the driving test and it might not work out in three months time or something like that, or 6 months time, and then it'll cost me like what, 1,500 quid to put somebody through the test for the class 2. So yeah, I'm toying with the idea of selling it, and hooking up to a trailer with all the gear in with the Defender. I mean, the Defender, I'm telling you now, this is the best tool I've ever bought, right? I've had all the pickups over the years. You know, I've had Land Cruisers and stuff. Land Cruisers are good. Toyota Land Cruisers. But this Defender, I mean, people slate them a little bit, but I think they're absolutely brilliant. I've never had any issues with this, and moving forward, I will never have anything else. You know, this is a commercial Defender. I think I'll buy another Defender with seats in for my daughter, you know, when I have kids at weekend. So yeah, it's tell you with the idea about it. Let me know what you think in the comments, if I should sell Bella Blue. And if there's anybody out there that might want it, 5-ton van, 23 plate, it's only done 20,000 miles, 65 grand, I might just let it go. Yeah, so stand by. That's one long Volvo.
Have you got a surge protector?
No. So, first thing, isolate the machine. There ain't no way we're touching this with welder. Brand fire new. Look how long that is. What a bit of kit. So I came the other day to measure up, and this here will sit around this lump here. Welded, and do a vert up there each side, and then we'll have this plate here. We'll be sat on top of it, and the track guard will bolt to that, and up and over the track. On all 4 corners. A little bit different at the drive end, as we'll show you shortly. First things first, overalls on, get the gear out, and there's our cal. So we've just got the first corner tacked on. Nice and level with the end of the track. If anything sat in 5mm, you don't want them sticking over the track. We'll get a good hold of the track frame here. You can see the process now. We'll bolt it through there. So we can mark them holes, drill this end plate, allowed enough for a good multi-pass in here, and a good multi-pass in there, or multi-fillet weld. And we'll get the same tacked up on that corner, and then we'll show you the drive side. So we're getting faster with these track guards now. This is the biggest, meatiest one we've ever done, with a 50mm top plate. I think that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. We'll get camera out when we're doing a bit of welding, Bit of welding. You just having a break there, son?
Oh, I'm just having a quick seat, yeah.
You just have a little sit down for a minute. Don't forget your Holy. There you go, lad. Proper tackle, innit?
Love that apple alligator.
Apple alligator.
Yeah, it's my favourite, that one.
Is it? That's the little arm that ran it the other day. And they were just about to put the hitch on the big arm when we landed. But the boys would give it us to do first, so I appreciate that as well, guys. We've got another let-off hitch when on the long arm. And this bucket that we're building for Howard, these guys are going to supply the hanger bracket for the let-off hitch. In fact, a load of that today. Oh. Yep. Beautiful. That went picking up car. Oh, we're running a solid wire there, and the wind's starting to pick up, so we're going to change over to flux core. That's a dual shield wire, so we won't get any porosity in the weld. Corded wire, Cabelco, good stuff this. Cal's set up, his Shindawa. So we'll switch over to that in a minute, and then we won't get any porosity in the weld. You can actually run that without gas, but it's better with gas. So these are getting cleaned up and painted as Cal welds that. The drive end will be a lot quicker to do than the idler end. We're getting there now. We want to get this done today, boxed off, out of the way. The only thing we'll have to do is get some Volvo grey, as this grey is a little bit off. That's oil quick grey.
Never seen grey, has it?
So at least it's got a couple of coats on it. Someone will just have to nip back and top coat them. Make it look nice and bonny, because Howard will not like that, believe me. Anything for Howard has to be 100% tip-top condition. If anybody knows him, they will know that. £500,000 there, people. £500,000. So what I am actually thinking of doing, because it is quite a big lump that, isn't it? Thinking of putting some checker plate on top of that, but I'm going to speak to Howard. Ryan, his son, was here before, and he mentioned probably better with a bit of checker plate on there, Baz, and I agree with him. We should have our branding on there, with big WF, but this job has been rushed through, so that's why it's not on. So that's this end complete, apart from the painting. It is 60mm off the track to the underside of the pad. 60mm. Can you see how we've added that little extra piece coming up there? That will give it a lot more strength from bending like that. Just that little bit extra will give it so much more strength. The drive end is much faster, so we're just doing a quick mock up here now. We're just checking there's no pipes touching before we do any welding. So, yeah, that's fine, that Cal. It's not going to get too hot, but hot enough that it might melt something. But as long as we're aware, we'll just keep that cover off whilst we're welding, yeah? So my measurements weren't too bad the other day. You see how we put this one on already on an angle, welded on the plate, because it's much steeper at this end of the track, and I want it to follow the track. All we have to do is nip a little bit off the bottom of this here. That little piece there. Mark the holes. Now we can take that off. Drill. Much faster. And what a beautiful day it is. The sun is shining, it's always a good day when the sun is shining. We'll box this off. Might just set a little camera up on Cal welding. We've only got the DJI with us today. The director was supposed to come with us this morning. He had all the camera gear, the drone, everything, yeah. He was supposed to meet me at 5 o'clock this morning, and he sends me a message with Hawkeye. In fact, he sent me a picture, and I'll try and put the picture on screen now. It's so over dramatic, is the director, I'm telling you now. If you ever get Hawkeye, the best thing for it is cold tea bags. Just lie back with cold tea bags in your eyes, and it soothes your eyes. But it's going to feel like you've got sand in your eyes for about 4 hours. When I get a flash now, I can get over it within about 2 hours. But years ago, have you had a flash yet? You've never had a flash?
8 or 9 years now. 8 or 9 years I've had one.
8 or 9 years and he's not had a flash.
Well, it does help if you don't look at the light.
No, you don't need to. All you need to be doing is walk through workshop, yeah, and somebody's welding inside it just catches your eye. That's how you get a flash. I've had loads, me. That's why I can't see.
Never had it.
That's why you don't see me doing much welding anymore, because my eyes are going. Aren't they? Yeah. Bad, aren't they? Yeah. So, anyway, part of getting old. That's why I got some young blood around me to do the welding for me. What a machine. Everywhere I look at this machine, it's just pure quality. Another good buy there, Howard lad. Howard is starting to become our main customer now, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's starting to become our main customer now. Howard, if you're watching, you are becoming our top customer, and he's the type of customer that we jump for. If he says, Baz, we need you, At 12 o'clock at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is, we will be there. Customer service. That's what we've got to aim for, top quality customer service. I'm not one of these guys that you ring and say, people will ring them. I know all the people because people ring me telling me about these other people, don't they? Yeah, we'll ring you back. We'll ring you back. They never ring you back. You know, the worst thing you could possibly do is not answer the phone when somebody's trying to get hold of you. You know, it's especially if you know them and it's a customer. That makes it 10 times worse. Right, we'll crack on, yeah? Want me to set a cam up on you? We've got a little stand on the DJI. Show you the stand. Just unscrewing it from the bottom now. That's my little stand for the DJI. Let's crack on. That's called a mini beast mag drill, yeah? Proper little mag drill from JEI. Worsley plant. Proper at that. Washers, Cal, 3 washers. So if you're wondering what bolts we're using M30 by 10.9 plated with foam C washers. Beautiful. So what we just did there, we put a bolt in, tightened it up, and put a weld on the back side and on this side here to make sure it wasn't pulling that way. Solid that now. job done, other than a bit of Volvo grey. Just had a good tidy up, and that end went much faster than the other end. So I wanted the plate to run in line, can you see there, with the frame, and in line with the track. And when you look down the plates from one end to the other, they are bang on in line. I don't know if you can tell there on camera. Like I said earlier, keeping level with the outside of the track. So that's a good shift that me and Cal have just put in there, getting this done within 2 days. So 2 days from ordering the material to job completion. So I'm happy with that, well happy with that, well happy with how they look. And today is a special day because this is our first crusher in our workshop. We've never had a crusher in before, so we've got this from Williams & Williams down in Wales. From Murig, if that's how you pronounce your name, Murig. Now then, I don't even know what's wrong with this crusher. It's just coming in with a list of jobs that need doing to it. So let's get it off the truck and take a look. But I'm more interested in this truck at the moment. Tell that bad boy. I just love seeing a good truck and somebody that looks after the truck. How you doing, pal?
You okay?
Where have you come from?
Kelly, you okay?
I'm good, mate. You? What's your name?
Cherid.
Cherid.
It's a bit of a nightmare, isn't it?
I can't. Let's come out the sun. Come over here, bud. The camera can't see you in the sun. That's all.
Got Adam with me as well.
Come on, I'll get in cam then.
You alright? How's it going?
I'm good, pal. You?
Not bad, thanks.
So these boys have come up from. Where have you come from this morning?
Kelly. Bit of a journey, yeah.
Big journey. How many hours?
Was it nearly 3?
3 hours.
Just give me a minute.
That's the man ringing himself. 3 hour drive. Whose truck's this?
It's his truck.
Is it?
Yeah, but it's Merig's company.
Nice, that, isn't it?
Tidy.
I'm looking for an old Scania 143M, if you know where there is one.
No, you won't find any of them with these.
Right, I know.
No.
Well, just for you guys out there, I am looking for an old Scania 143M to restore myself, if anybody knows where there is one. Now then, apparently it's 20 years plus old, this crusher. I don't know much about it. These guys have just seen us on the channel and know a few people that know me and basically put trust in me to do this job, whatever it is. So we'll get her unloaded, I'll look at the list and then we'll come back to it. $16 ton, so we've got a bit of a dead weight there with us only having a 5 ton fork truck, so it might be a case of ringing Wayne, my pal from HML, with a hook loader. I know a few people with hook loaders if I need to move it. Interesting to see this list. Well, that's what I want. More machines down at the workshop. I've got a little Doosan coming in the next week or so with a snapped boom. Or it might be the bracket that holds the boom actually. So I'll let these boys get themselves back down to Wales.
nose in.
Of course you can. New day. New beautiful day. The sun is shining. It is a nice place to be in England. So I'm just over in Bolton to come and look at some staircases that need fabricating and installing for Crossman and Walsh luxury homes. Now this is one serious luxury home. Wow. Now look at that. And that's not the best bit. We've even got a swimming pool being screeded as we speak. All right, pal?
Yeah.
Look at that. And the views to go with it. So let's take a quick look in the property at where these stairs need to be. And they do like want a fancy handrail on them. In fact, I'll put a picture on screen now of what the guys are looking for. We did do quite a bit of steel work here, but not the majority of it, just bits. So this is one of the stairs that goes down. So what the guys are looking for is basically a steel stringer fastened into that beam there at the top and bolted to the wall with treads coming, like floating treads coming out, if you will, and the handrail like was in the picture I've just showed. So it is quite a technical stairs, one that I'll get Dan involved with and Adam from Clark CAD. The other one goes here. So it's basically getting all the finished floor heights. Going to hide the stringer in the wall so you can't see the stringer, and all you'll see is stairs coming out of like plasterboard, if you will, plaster. What a beautiful home. And then this will be the third one. All the floors will have underfloor heating, so we'll have to get the finished floor all like that there. So every floor in the house will be like that. What a nice property. Not every day you see something like this. Crossman Walsh luxury homes. I'll put a link in the description. These guys do big homes like this. They have a lot of other projects going on at the moment that we're actually looking at doing a bit of steel work in. Let's take a look at them views. Oh yes. This balcony is just going to have a glass, basically all the way around there, just glass. And that'll be like glued into a track. Nice little football pitch out there. The property comes with all that land. That back walk, you see it, that far side there, all the way around here. down here. Beautiful. This is some house goals for you. You know, when you own something like this, that's when you know you've made it in life. We'll get the tape out, get some finished floors, and then we can come up with some designs to put to Danny, and let's see what he thinks. Might as well have a look at the pool area whilst we're here, whilst it's being screeded at the moment. That's what this pipe's for, pumping screed down. And there is actually the main man himself. How you doing, pal?
What are you?
Good, mate. Come to look at these stairs.
Seeing out some real work's done.
Yeah. That just shows you, doesn't it? The main man's on job like that. Look at that. Huh?
All messy.
All messy. Yeah. Done a nice job here, Dan.
Cheers, pal.
Proper job.
Good sweat and tears, eh?
Blood, sweat and tears. And I do speak to Danny some nights at like 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, and they'll still be grafting. What? Huh?
Get stuff done, don't we?
He does a lot more hours than me, put it that way. He does, lad. Mega. And this is your son over here, is it?
Yeah, that's Blake.
All right, Blake, lad.
Yeah.
So which is going to be your bedroom?
The second floor one, and then the furthest back.
Second floor, furthest back.
Yeah, with the mez in it.
Some property this, innit, lad?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
15.
How tall are you? How tall is you, Dad, eh?
6'2".
Flipping heck. Proper job.
Got the good jeans.
Got the good genes. So what we'll do, Dan, is just get some finished floors, yeah?
Yeah.
And then we can get some designs over to you, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
All right, pal.
Get some ready.
Yeah. And here's a little bucket finished for James Hodgson at JBH Groundworks. That's been collected today. Just a little greedy board fitted to the top there. A little bobcat bucket. Interesting to know how much more material you get in there. And that's the mag frame done by Friday Frank. Full time Frankie.
All right.
All right, son.
Yeah,
Did you enjoy doing that?
It was great, yeah. New challenge. Brilliant. Didn't take too long.
Nice little job that, Frankie boy. So we just used some 120 by 10 box there. And some 60 by 60 by 6 box around the top there. Some PFCs at the bottom for the fork pockets. One there, one on that side. And that keeps the magnet on an angle for the machine to come up and hook up to that top pin and then lock in with the back locks on the Lenoff hitch. So that is for Howard Stott. I shall give him a call now and let him know that that's ready. Anyway, my 400 has arrived at Shindower. So I'm just heading down now to Wolverhampton way, and I'm going to pick the 400 up. So yeah, I'll be down at Shindower within a couple of hours. I can't wait because they've changed it. They've changed the 400. So all the sockets are on the front of the welder because they were on the side originally, as I will show you when we get there. So we'll go and see Tom Page. Tom Page is the man. So here we are at Shindower HQ. Let's go and find Tom. And there he is, the main man.
Welcome to Shindower, Baz.
Hey,
Great
pal.
to see you.
Great
How
to
we
see you
doing?
again. I'm good, mate. Now then, is she ready?
She certainly is, buddy. She
Oh,
certainly
I'm
is.
excited.
Come and see.
Let's go take a
Just
look.
through here.
Oh,
And here she is, especially for you.
look at that little beauty.
All modified just for WELDERFABBER.
Especially for me. Is this the first one in the UK going out to me?
This is the first in the UK, just for you. And as you can see, we've done the socket modifications to move the sockets round to the front for you, for your van.
Beautiful. What a good job you've done there, Tom.
Thank you, thank you. Don't thank me, thank the lads. They've worked hard on that. Painted it all the same colour, so it's all in keeping with the machine. And you've now got sockets available on the front rather than the side, which is perfect for the roto machines, but obviously for you in your van you can just plug in on the front.
So for the average person buying one, the sockets would be here and usually be mounted on a trail, this, wouldn't it?
So obviously people, the rental companies, they like them on trailers. It makes the machine a smaller form factor, having the sockets on the side. But we're very happy to modify them if people need, especially for you with the sockets on the front.
Yeah. I mean, look at it. It just looks awesome, doesn't it?
I'm really pleased. The Japanese, our colleagues in Japan, have done a really good job with it. Some totally unique features, and we've had a bit of a gap in the market with the 400 and 500 amp machines since stage 5 emissions happened, but we've now got the 400 back again. And it's not just an engine change, there's been a whole bunch of changes to the machine from the old 400 we had years ago. The main thing is, and you can't see it, inside we've now got IGBT controls.
Yeah.
So it's transistor controlled machine, so your welding output is absolutely bang on, second to none. You're going to have absolutely beautiful CV mode for your MIG welding, and if you're doing any applications like line boring or welding with flux cored wire, you're going to really see a difference with this machine.
Well, that's really interesting on the feeder side because we are moving into flux massively when it comes to site work. And on the feeder scenario, I've jumped gun today, haven't I?
A little bit, Baz, a little bit. The feeder's going to be here. It's going to be here in about a week's time.
About a week's
and
time.
We're really keen for you to get hold of that and use the proper feeder with the machine. The other thing with this machine as well, you've got the flexibility. You can power your inverter off your 3-phase. You can have a feeder off the welding terminals. You can even have 2 feeders because it's a dual op machine. So
Yeah.
you can have 2 guys up to 200 amps a piece. So 0.8, 1 mil wire. You could have 2 feeders off this machine working simultaneously.
The feeder, yeah, am I going to be able to run 2 feeders and the Warrior?
It's always going to be a balance of how much power the engine can provide. But yes, you are going to be able to run within the engine's output parameters 2 feeders and simultaneous use of your sockets. It's all governed by the engine power. So
That'll be very interesting. Tom, I hope your feeder's a good feeder because them Warriors are good, aren't they?
they are,
Yeah.
they're fantastic, but I would like you to see how you get on with our feeder. And obviously it's a lighter thing to carry around. It's a polycarbonate box feeder, much lighter than having to lug around a big inverter.
Yeah, but it'd be nice to run a feeder and a Warrior. We could compare the two.
Absolutely, or even both at the same time. Give it a whirl,
Yeah.
see what you think. But we've got the feeder connections on the front,
So you guys,
and that's for the A and the B side. So these are the umbilicals for your feeder, and that will enable you to have the feeder and control your volts at the job site, rather than having to walk backwards and forwards to the machine to turn your volts up and down. You can see here the different modes we've got. So we've got a specific gouging mode, CC droop and CC stick, and then your CV for your wire. So I'll just light it up and you can see.
No key start.
We've done away with the keys with this machine. Saves people having the trouble of losing a key. You've always got the the push button start there. And if you want to lock it off, you can just put a padlock in there if you want to lock it off as an option. So with the machine switched on, you've got your digital current setting. So you can set your current or your volts in CV mode digitally. And then when you actually start welding, you're going to get a readout. So for anyone doing calibrated work, sort of pipe welding type work where things have to be validated, you've got the numbers coming up on the display to show you what you're actually welding at. So that can be a big advantage to people.
Yeah, sound.
You've also got arc force control or arc control here. So if anyone's doing stick welding with cellulosic electrodes or low highs, you've got that extra bite if you need it with the arc force control on both the A and the B side.
Sweet. Switch over to single, dual, 1, A, B, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In terms of fuel economy, we are confident this is going to be the quietest, most fuel economical machine, 400 amp machine on the market. So you've got, as all Shindauer owners are used to, our eco mode. So you've got eco mode there, high speed engine or auto. And in eco, the engine revs will pick up gradually, automatically, to provide the power that you need.
Do you want to fire it up now? See how it sounds like?
We can't run it indoors.
Right, we'll get it outside on
We'll
trailer.
get it outside and then we can run it outside, yeah.
No problem at all. So we'll get it on the trailer, fire it up, and then we'll get back up to Preston. In fact, let's just take a quick look at the engine.
So as I said, very important these days, we cannot sell a machine unless it's stage 5 emission approved. Particularly important for people who are buying a stage 5 machine and running in sensitive sites like London or HS2, big jobs like that. You can continue running stage 3 machines if you already own them, but some of these sites are now insisting on people having stage 5 machinery on site.
Is that why the 500 got
That's
stopped?
unfortunately so, yeah. And we are working on a stage 5 500, but the key is we've got to make sure that machine's reliable. If it's going to have a DPF fitted, the last thing we want is selling a stage 5 machine where you're going to get DPF blockages. So when we release a 500, it will be right.
Sound.
No DPF on this. So this is pretty much as big as you can go in terms of engine power without needing a DPF. So no fears of DPF clogging up on the 400.
Hang on, hang on. And we've got all the drains on this side as well, when it's in the van against the bulkhead.
Another feature on this, it's also got the spill containment drain.
Yeah.
So it's a fully bunded set. If there's a leak or anything inside, it's never going to go into your van, or if it's trailer mounted onto the ground underneath it, everything will be spill contained inside.
Now that is the reason why I've had these put on the front, because it's going in Bella Blue. Although I am thinking about a 143M with a welding rig on the back. This could be that set that goes on the back of there, because I think that is something that we're pretty much, I've got in my head that I want to do. So if not that, Tom, another Shindauer.
We'll continue selling more machines
Yeah.
to you, Baz. The more you want to buy, the better it is.
Yeah, yeah. So I've got 2 300s, now I've got a 400. Let's get it on the trailer. Well then, Tom, fire her up.
Nice and quiet.
That sounds quieter than the 300.
It probably is marginally just a tad quieter.
Rev it up. Beautiful. Well, Tom, always a pleasure, my friend.
Pleasure's all ours.
Yeah.
Thank you, Baz.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the business.
Give us
Cheers, buddy.
back up to Preston. Cheers. Appreciate it. All right. So here we are up at Longridge at Thistlethwaite Contractors, and we've just been to look at a job down the road in Longridge, and we thought, well, the weather's nice, why not call in and see the old 3CX that we put the expander pins in. Just to do a bit of a follow-up really, check out that everything's okay. Check that the pins have been torqued and there's no issues with the pins. They have moved slightly, so I'm presuming they've moved as the lads have retorqued them as it's been used. So I'm going to get the torque wrench out and actually just see what torque they're actually at. But looking at them, they look all right. So we'll just wait for Harry to turn up because he's the lad who drives it most of the time. So if you remember last time we were here, this was a rust bucket outside in the yard that they're just starting to go through now. In fact, we'll put a link to the video, to the old video. So this is the next one going through to be restored. They're a proper job of them, these men. Come look at this one, director. Oh, they're here now. The boys are here now. Look at them. Where have you been? Look at this one. So this is going to Chipping Shaw in the next couple of months. So the boys are just getting it ready to go to the show. And they placed second place last year, so Mark's not happy with that. He wants a first place, so they're going to go right over it again, and they're just colour matching at this moment in time. And here he is, the lad. Where have you been this morning, son?
Down in Knutsford. Put a ha-ha in.
In Knutsford?
Yeah, it's just basically a big ditch and a wall in, so cows can't jump empty garden, so I just seeded it today.
You're on school holidays, aren't you, lad?
Yeah.
When do you finish school?
Another year now.
Another year? I want to see this lad on a machine, I'm telling you now. I want to see him on a machine. Are you going to drive this for us, Harry?
Which one?
This one here. Come to look at pins on the 3CX there. So we've just done a retorque on these expander pins. We've got very slight movement. But Harry, have you been retorquing them?
Yeah, retorqued them like, for the first month we were retorquing them like every time we used it pretty much.
Yeah? Just make sure they were right.
Yeah.
Do you think it felt more stable with them pins in?
No, definitely. Like, before you could like see movement in it, you can only, like, there's no movement in it at all now.
Yeah, yeah.
Hardly anything.
So you've been using it pretty much every week, every other week?
Yeah.
Since we did it, and it's been 6 months now.
Yeah, it's been mucking cows out and stuff like that. Cleaning a few
How do you like
ditches.
driving it?
Oh, it's brilliant. Better than some machines in this yard.
Is it?
Like fast track as well.
What, do you prefer driving that than fast track?
Well, for summit jobs, definitely, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we thought we'd have a quick inspection whilst we were passing and see Harry. It's always nice to see Harry. He's a bit of family, aren't you? A little bit of family in there, isn't there? Between us. So yeah, brilliant idea, expander pins, because it's so fast to take them pins in and out and just use a sleeve at each side to lock it up and save all that expense on line boring. Alright guys, so we're coming to the end of a chapter here now. It might be getting a bit long, I don't know. That's up to the director how long these chapters are. And when we first started filming, in fact I'll just show you a little clip now of me very first time on camera. Hello everybody, this is WELDERFABBER and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be changing a moldboard on a little case dozer. And we filmed it on that. And I'm probably going to cringe watching it back right now, looking back at 12 months ago. And here's our Cal. Cal's been with me since day one, filming. And you've been with me, what, 3-4 years now?
It's nearly 4 years, I think, now.
Nearly 4 years?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, he is my right-hand man, and he'll always will be my right-hand man. He is part of WELDERFABBER, and probably will take over WelderFabber one day.
One day.
Probably be yours. That's the end goal anyway, for Callum to continue this on as he is the young blood within this company. Right, so let's have a little talk about the format change of what we're thinking of doing moving forward for WelderFabber's videos. So we started with the Chronicles and the chapters. Really, we want to do away with the Chronicles and we want to do singular episodes. So the chapters really is a video log of me building this business with Callum and everything else that goes on weekly. But we want to start filming individual jobs. So a job could take 3-4 weeks, that would be one video. Maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours long. I don't know, you guys tell me what you think. If the chapters are what you want to keep seeing, or do you want to see individual jobs and go in more detail of the job and the settings on the machines and the gas pressures and everything else? We can go into that detail if you want us to go into that detail. Anyway, it's all about what you guys want, really. You know, our audience is what tells us what people want to see. What do you refer to, Cal?
I like doing my little particular jobs.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Little one-off things.
Yeah, so we could get a job that could take 3 hours in one day. That could be one episode. Do you know what I mean? So we could get continuous episodes. We could get more videos a week. We could get less videos a week. It's all on the director, that, whether he can edit it in time. We can't. We don't do any editing. Do you know what I mean? We don't. In fact, we might need another editor. No. Oh, he's just pulled me there and said he wants to buy a powerful laptop so he can edit on the job. I don't think he'll have time for that. Yeah? Anyway. Right, guys. Cheers. Hope you enjoyed this video, and let's see what we can bring in the future. And I'll see you in Ireland.